Hi, I'm Peter Whittle. Now, this past week has seen two more examples of how this country's institutions are seemingly working against the interests of its people. We have seen how the Church of England has happily lined up to assist numerous so-called asylum seekers with their claims by facilitating their conversion to Christianity. And we have learned how our much depleted army intends, unbelievably, to loosen security controls on applications from overseas. It also wants to remove any religious aspect from remembrance and other ceremonial occasions. Now, far from being the product of naivety and misguided good intentions, it is obvious to me that these are outright political attacks by those who wish our country ill. They are more than facilitated by an instinctively self-loathing establishment in which anti-nation sentiment is embedded. To me, it seems clear that we are seeing the fruits of the so-called long march through the institutions, which over decades now has led to a complete hollowing out of our institutions and culture. Alongside this, and even more alarming perhaps, we are seeing the growth of sectarianism in politics. This is happening aside a huge surge in outright invisible anti-Semitism, one of the products of a fast increasing Muslim population and one which we see happening on our streets on a weekly basis. Now, formal political opposition to any of this is completely absent. If the mainstream media discusses it at all, it is within tightly controlled, self-imposed guidelines which are themselves ideologically driven. So when we survey all of this, it is very hard not to give in to despair. I have sensed that this year, in the past 6 weeks, this despair has intensified and is actually palpable. But I would say that those of us who despair the most are also those who can least afford to. We have a duty almost not to. So do not despair. Be angry instead. Those of us who look aghast at the accelerating decline of our country are, as is evidenced by that very response, the spine of this nation. The spine is still there even as it is attacked by all the malignant surrounding organs of the body politic. Now, some people say, what good is there in just talking about all of this? Well, to that I would say, we have a duty to. By talking about it, we are letting those people in authority who wish to rule over us, we are letting them know that we know that despite the elaborate narratives and the edifice they've created in which they maintain, we know the reality of what they have done. And by associating together in ever-increasing numbers, we are bound by a strong emotion, a love of country, which is something they can never understand. Thank you.